Meantime, clinical data suggests that Omicron is less serious than Delta. So why are numbers climbing so quickly? For more on that, let's bring in our chief health editor, Dr. Parthanandi. Dr. Nandi, thank you so much for being with us as always. We're seeing the spike in COVID numbers. So should the Omicron variant be categorized as mild?
First of all, Amir, I'm really sad to see the numbers going up so quickly. I think a lot of people feel like, you know what, people have told me that Omicron's mild. So when they think it's mild, it's like, not a big deal. I may get some discomfort, but no big deal. But you can still get sick, feel really crummy, and have symptoms like fevers, chills, body aches, fatigue, and I hear a lot of sore throats and shortness of breath. Now, when you compare Omicron to Delta, yes, it does appear to be less severe when looking at how it affects the lungs. And here's why. Omicron prefers to infect the upper respiratory tract, whereas Delta, it targets the lungs and can lead to breathing problems, which can be even fatal. But despite this, Omicron can still cause severe disease that leads to hospitalization and death, especially for those who are unvaccinated. We're seeing in the hospital all the time. And it can be especially nasty to folks who are older and those whose health issues are not great to begin with. And because Omicron is so infectious, just the sheer numbers, our hospital numbers are rising and even staff are getting sick. Unfortunately, this can lead to additional death because of such high numbers.
And of course, we know everyone's body reacts differently. A new study has found T cells from the common cold may actually help protect people from COVID. The scientists involved suggest that future vaccines could copy that type of protection. So what are T cells? Break that down, and how well did they protect people from the virus, at least according to what we know right now?
T cells are turning out to be my favorite immune cells. The way I like to call them, they're like our immune cell Jedis. And if you ever watch Star Wars, Jedis can find, attack, and destroy the bad guys. In this case, these cells actually kill infected cells. And what happens is that in this study we found from Imperial College in London, it's a public research university in the United Kingdom, a study of 52 people. And what they found was that the level of T cells in people who did not develop COVID-19, even though other people in the household, same household, were infected. And what they found was that high levels of T cells that were generated from previous common cold infections provided protection from COVID. Why is this important, right? These people did not get infected. And how might this lead to new vaccines? Well, our current vaccines target what we call the spike protein, right? The spike protein on the coronavirus. And the spike protein is what changes, Amira, when you mutate. Whereas the T cells target internal proteins which do not mutate nearly as quickly as the spike protein. So new vaccines that target these internal proteins could potentially be a game changer and provide better protection in the long run and not be succumbed to all the mutations. Again, though, I want to go back. When we're talking about this stuff, you remind everybody, you have to get vaccinated and get boosted, in my opinion. That's the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones against the virus and follow the precautions. We're talking about all these studies, but right now what we need to do is get protected and protect yourselves and the ones around you to help our community.
It's a race against the clock as we continue to learn more about this new variant. Thank you so much, as always, Dr. Nandi.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Meantime,